It's the neighbour on the nose with an entire suburb. An unauthorised pet food factory, locals say, sends out a putrid smell around the clock. But despite numerous fines, the factory's staying put.
Can't invite people to our house anymore because it's embarrassing, the smell. Can't open the windows to our house because the house stinks. It's just made our lives literally hell.
These families are kicking up a stink, and who could blame them?
Frustrating, to the point where we want to sell our house almost.
They're living opposite an unauthorised pet food factory, and they say the smell is destroying their lives.
It's putrid. It's putrid.
Come inside, it's really disgusting smell. Come inside quickly. Come.
The Daves, the Mitchells, the Antunes,
It stinks again today, kids. You better come and put your mask on.
the Chalmers, and many other families all say they feel trapped inside their homes. The Yummy pet food warehouse across the road is only permitted to store goods, but for months it's been used to produce pet food, and the surrounding streets stink of it. To give you an idea of what it actually smells like out here, imagine the odour coming from this packet of Yummy's chicken lickin' training treats. It's a real stinker. Matt's been a resident of the Western Sydney suburb for 10 years and says up until 6 months ago, it was a great place to live.
It's making me so angry because, we shouldn't have to fight this hard just to live our life peacefully. This corner is renowned for the stench. I don't want to live here, but unfortunately, I'm not going to let them make me move either.
Matt's been keeping a log.
Here's a video that I took on a Saturday morning at 6:30 a.m. There's a truck unloading offcuts from the market around the corner. This is showing you just how busy the site can be again at 6 a.m. in the morning. This was actually happening from 5:30 a.m. So this has become my life at the moment. Waking up at 5:30, keeping a log of what they're doing.
It's obviously really consuming you.
Yeah, now is my one window to try and stop this foul smell from destroying our lives.
You can smell it as soon as that door's open.
Can't have guests over, we can't sit outside, can't air the house out. It's becoming a joke.
My husband works at the local public school and they can smell it, and that's like 3 blocks away. So we were here first.
You can't describe it, it's disgusting.
It's a frustration for everybody.
In December last year, following complaints from the public, council staff visited the Yummy warehouse and found food was being manufactured there without approval. In February, council conducted a development control order, giving the factory until the 12th of March to stop cooking. On Tuesday, the 16th of March, the factory was fined $6,000 for ignoring council orders. On the 26th of March, council issued a prevention order to stop the smell. Following our visit, Yummy was fined a further $8,000 for ignoring that order from council as well.
They have an absolute disregard for the community that they operate in. They absolutely don't care, which is very appalling.
Samir Pandey is a councillor with the City of Parramatta. I think our viewers at home would be dumbfounded to know that council can do so little. You can keep fining them, yet they're still operating.
Very frustrating. What they're doing is illegal. They know that. But again, we have to give them notice, and that's what council has done.
Council's now received a development application from Yummy, and residents are worried the factory will be given the go-ahead to continue.
What are they going to be like once they're actually approved? If they're doing this now, what are they going to be like if they're actually allowed to be here?
Air admissions expert Chris Clooney's-Ross says it's time the Environmental Protection Authority steps in.
Once they get typically 3 odour complaints, they'll come out and do an assessment, and if they can find the same thing as the residents are complaining about, that's usually enough to launch an investigation.
Day might be over for these guys, they're on their way out, but you have to smell their smell all night long.
All night. When the wind comes through, windows are shut, air conditioning's on, electricity bill goes up. Don't get to enjoy outdoors. But yeah, these guys get to go home. We don't, we are home.
Can we put Yummy to a stop? Can these residents go back to living in peace?
I would hope so, and I want it, and yes, it will.
Get off our streets! Yummy Pet Products says it's been operating for 5 years without complaint and believes the odour is likely coming from grease traps at a separate location. It's preparing to appeal the fines from council in the Land and Environment Court.